I had a conversation with one of my close friends at the end of a party. It was night, really late. I don't remember if it was late or if it was early morning, but it was really late, and I was in a very bad place socially and emotionally with my friends and with myself, mental problems and such, just being completely messed up, I felt like. And he told me very simple, three very simple words: people are people. And it's really just two words, but people is just repeated twice. And at first, I thought it sounded kind of stupid. Like, people are people. Yeah, duh. We know that. And then I just thought about it. And it just helped me out because it kind of summarized everything that I needed to know and everything that I might have forgotten. That people are people. And no matter how you define people, you always begin with this, like, base definition of people are human beings. They are sentient human beings who have their own thoughts and their own emotions. And they are unique individuals such as yourself, such as the both of us, you and I. Yet we kind of overcomplicate them and we add so much things. We add so much symbols and meanings and thoughts and ideas and so much things that make people more complicated, more difficult than they're just meant to be. And I'm not against the idea that people are very complicated human beings. The wirings of the human brain and the way that we act and think and speak. There are a million different ways to think about it, a million different dimensions that we can analyze it and overcomplicate it. But the point of this people are people is just to take a step back and look at it and how realize how simple it is. It's not you can view it simply, and at that moment in time, I just forgot that. I needed to remind myself that people are people, and just to explain it further, it's just I was having problems certain certain friends and myself. Not anything super beefy, not anything super concerning, but I was feeling very discontent with how things were, and I was having a hard time analyzing situations and determining how to act in certain situations, especially ones involving people and involving myself. Because the quote, people are people, is kind of a way to look at other people, the people around you, persons who are significant to you and you care about, or who you don't care about for that matter. But also for yourself, because you are also a person, you are also a people. And just reminding yourself how you can never really understand people. You can never, even yourself, you can never really understand yourself too much. It's always a developing journey trying to unravel these things about yourself. Nevertheless, other people, imagine how hard you have a hard time understanding yourself, but understanding other people must be just a million times more difficult. And I feel like I just need to, at that moment, I needed to remind myself just how it's kind of pointless to just make these assumptions about people, kind of try to psychoanalyze them, look for philosophies, study the psychology of the human mind. Those things can get you far to a certain degree, and it's a good thing, in my opinion, to have a general understanding about these things and how humans think, the laws of human nature, whatever, all these things. But I think fundamentally, it's good to remember that people are just abstract beings, objective, real human beings that share the same reality as you. We share the same ground, we share the same earth, and there's nothing you can do to deny that. That people are people, and that people are just inherently what they are, whatever they want to be. And you can't interfere that. You can't interfere with that. You can't do anything to contradict that. You can't prove to yourself otherwise regarding you or other people. And it's just it's it could be a nice thing to analyze people and to look at them and just admire them or hate them or have these feelings towards them. But as soon as I bring up that quote and I remember that to myself, it's like, we're not that different. Someone who I look up to very highly, I'm not that different for them. We're both human beings. Someone I hate and someone I distance myself from. I look at us objectively and we're not that different. We're both human beings. Um, we mostly have the same thought patterns, the same brain that functions the same way, obviously with some exceptions, right? We have the same organs, we have the same bodily functions. It's like you're never too different from the next person, no matter how highly or no matter how you think of them. Stuttering a lot there, and it kind of just made a reset in my system, thinking about how I deal with people and how I view them, how I view myself as well. it's kind of sometimes I visualize beings as a different entity, or I conceive certain other people as a higher entity than me, or just someone I can't seem to understand. And there are certainly people like that, people who you just can't crack. You ask them questions and you can't seem to understand them. Their way of thinking is just very different than yours, and they have a different reality fabricated to themselves, the way they speak and think. You can never really know what someone thinks. But I think I have talked about this previously in another video, how there's a unity in all of us human beings, how we share the same formlessness, and how all our thoughts come from the same source, from the universe. We share the same universe, not as an earth, but the universe, as in this intangible thing that we all share. You could call it the human experience. Every human experience is different from the next person, from the last person, from the next one. And you can never really replicate a human life exactly how it is. And we're all unique, yes. We're individuals, yes. But there's a shared experience that you can't deny. When you watch a movie and you relate to it, and you find that not a lot of people relate to it, or a million people relate to it, you still relate to it nonetheless. And that's because through art or through experiences or through storytelling, you can just not even feel it, not even see it, not even hear it, but you can just sense it. You can sense the shared human experience. And not to say that we're all the same, or that you can't have something different than the masses, or you can't experience anything unique or individualistic to yourself. But sometimes I just get locked in my own mind and completely forget about people. Forget to see them in a realistic way, in a holistic way at that. And I forget to look at myself and remind myself that I am a person. I'm not just a mind in a cage. I'm not a brain in a glass jar trying to look at it and analyze what it's really thinking. I'm I'm not just a soul floating through the universe. I can look at myself that way and be all hippie, like a hippie and spiritual and whatever. I can do all these things, but I need to ground myself in the fundamental fact that I am a human being, human skin, human heart, human brain, everything. That that we are all just, you know, almost ephemeral creatures that are bound to die, bound to have these experiences. No human lives a life without pain or joy. It's kind of just we share these things together, and I don't know. I just need to remind myself how simple everything is sometimes, especially how not even with just with people or with these kinds of things, with any kind of situation that I am in life. It's like it's very easy to overcomplicate things because the opposite, which is just simplify them and look at them at face value, makes you feel kind of stupid, or it feels like your mind's not doing enough work to analyze the situation, and you're not acting the best way. But on the other hand, just overanalyzing something and looking at it too closely that you can't even see the full picture, looking at all these minute details that don't really matter in the when you sum everything up, it's like sometimes you just need to take a step back and look at it objectively. You need to see things for what they are. And the most objective and easiest way to see a person is just to realize that you're both humans. You're not that different, but you're also not the same. And that people are people, and that there's no denying that. It's a fact. We know that. And I don't know, maybe the advice does sound kind of stupid. It's like, duh. But at that moment of time, I think I just needed that. And sometimes I still do. Just need these reminders and these things to remember. Not to like just be paranoid about it, that every time you see a complexity within a person, you just skim over it. You forget about it because we're people. It's not that complicated. But it is. It's always that deep. It's always there's always something beneath other things. There are always hidden meanings. There's always a formless behind the form, whatever. But I don't know. I just needed to make this video to talk about it. It's something I've known for a while, but I haven't been able to talk about it, and I haven't been able to share the experience of sharing it with other people, telling people this advice. And I don't know. Maybe my friend at that moment wasn't even thinking about that advice. He just said it because I was being really sad or something, whatever. But it was really good advice, and I don't know. You gotta keep your ears out for those. Like you can be having the most random conversation with your friend, and they spit out something completely random or in a joking manner, but it ends up meaning a lot. And not even that the thing that they said meant a lot. It's just that you took it and you analyzed it and you took meaning out of it, and that's also just as meaningful as giving advice. But yeah, I kind of stretched this video a lot. This video is pretty long for what it is, but that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.